Hey, this is Neil from AR Profits, and I thought it was kind of cool and interesting to look at some of the trends that are happening in the greater universe that I think are having a big impact on the future of AR, augmented reality. And this kind of came across my desk. I thought it was kind of interesting. Not that I spend a lot of time on this particular website, but every year they do all about some of their most searched for terms. And of course, as a icommerce guy, I find that very, very interesting. So what I thought was super, super cool was, let's just have a look. The searches that defined 2021, number one is hentai. Okay, now if you don't know what the hell hentai is, think of what normally happens on this particular website in porn, and then just make that into a virtual character. So I'll show you this. No, not that one. Not that one. This, as you can see, buxom, young, Japanese-looking lady with quite large assets. As you can see, and that's what people are most looking for. So what the hell does that tell us? Well, it tells us that this notion of relationships, this notion of sex, is being transposed into the virtual world. People are getting more and more comfortable with the reality of virtual reality, of this augmented nature of our universe. And I think that's kind of interesting. I think that speaks volumes about the way that AR and VR, the adoption of those two mediums, is accelerating. This is now the fulcrum moment. It's the time when this kind of thing's really going to start to pick up speed. They often say, in my old kind of e-commerce days, they used to say that the porn sites were really, they had the most aggressive marketing of any of the e-commerce websites. They were at the forefront of e-commerce. And as you can see right now, hentai is number one. So, which is also, if you kind of look at things like this is Belle Daphine, rather attractive young lady, but that particular face that she's pulling, a Heigao, is directly taken from hentai world. It's the face what the hentai girls, these kind of hentai girls, would pull at that moment of massive pleasure, at that orgasm moment. That's what they were, the face where they pull, and that's been now taken by Belle Daphine, and now heaps and heaps of other Insta hotties as well, as a means of actually demonstrating, without breaking Instagram's terms of service, a very, very pleasurable, I'm getting shafted kind of thing, if that's the right word for that. Anyway, so I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of interesting as a way of actually seeing in actual reality what's going on in terms of searches, in terms of the move that's being made. And this is, of course, a precursor. There's no doubt at all that VR sex will be absolutely massive, but also think about augmented reality and about some of the changes, for better or worse, that will come as a result of that, as people are able to superimpose different things onto it. And I'm not going to get into the morality of different filters being applied to different people. You can use your imagination to imagine what those kind of filters will be. Certainly in the very, very Wild West early days of that, which is kind of where we're at now, and probably for the next 5 years as well. There'll be some pretty freaking crazy stuff happening, no doubt at all around sexing people up and stuff like that. And this, I think, is the precursor for that. And it's this adoption of that. It's people doing this, young people doing this, and probably some oldies as well doing this, will kind of drive a lot of the adoption of AR in the beginning. There'll be a lot of adoption like that. Like when porn first kind of hit the internet back in the 90s, that was one of the main things what was searched for. And if you go and look at the most popular websites in the world, in the top 10, there's, I think, 2 different porn websites in the top 10 websites. And you've got things like Google that they're up against, competing against, okay, Facebook, things like that. So clearly this drives adoption. And so I think this is the start of that adoption cycle that's going to happen. Now, if you like this kind of stuff, this kind of information, where I'm helping you all around augmented reality, consider giving this video a thumbs up, and that way I'll know that you want more of it. Also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I'm posting brand new information all about making money from augmented reality, virtual reality. And if you want to come and join my mailing list, there's a link in the description for that, and I'll get sent straight to your inbox. With that being said, this is Neil from AR Profits. I'm out of here. See you next time.